What is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. Hopefully you can hear me right. Since this is gonna be the first time I'm actually making a video like this, this is not gonna be as usual, you know, just me showing the charts. It's gonna be something a little bit different. You know, probably you're gonna get bored a little bit. If you don't like this type of content, you can just literally just click away. If you want to hear a little bit of my story behind trading and what I did and explaining probably like why trading is so hard for beginners, why it's so hard at the beginning, and why many people actually ends up quitting. And I want to share a couple of things, probably a story from when I started trading. So the video is going to be a little long, so hopefully you can grab a cup of coffee like I do here, have right here, and just maybe just go ahead and chill. So jumping straight up, why trading is so hard, why it's so complicated. I would say for me, one of the things that probably damages and it's hurting the community, the trading community, is that there's a lot of content on Instagram, on the social media. There's a lot of content creators that all they do is flash. All they do is showing the quick results, how easy I can actually flip an account, how easy I can make, or I can grow this account from $10 to $10,000, how fast I can get it there. So everybody is like, with this hype and this thing that this is why, everybody's thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna get a funded account right now. I'm just gonna try to flip it. I'm just gonna try to go all in. And that's because of all this flashy stuff, all of this guru traders showing or making it look easy. Let me see if I can explain myself right here. If I can give you an analogy. For example, LeBron James, right? Let's just give this quick example. LeBron James can make the game looks easy, right? He can probably make it look easy. Like, holy shit, he just escaped a couple of guys there, and then just dunk it like it's nothing, right? He can make it look easy, but can you really go into the court and do the same thing as he's doing? Or let's put it even harder. Let's say Lewis Hamilton, right? A Formula One driver. Shit, the way this guy drives is insane. He takes the corners so tight, and it's insane, right? In a blink of an eye, he is just woo, 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 crazy, right? He makes it look easy because he is a pro already. So he makes it look easy. For a normal person like me, watching this guy, oh shit, that looks easy, but I'm sure that if I grab that car, I'm gonna crash. Right? He makes it look easy. The same thing is with trading. There's a lot of traders, profitable traders, that they create this type of content to attract more people quickly, to actually purchase their courses or their signals, whatever. I do myself. That's another business. I'm not gonna say it's bad to teach, to sell knowledge. Right? If you have a particular skill that you want to share, there's nothing bad to it. There's nothing bad to it. If you want to share this knowledge, it's your choice. You want to give it away for free, you want to charge. It is up to you. But the hype, that's what everybody's looking. They're trying to sell that. They're trying to show the Lamborghinis, the money, how much money. It's just easy, right? They flash the money onto your face. They make it look easy. Look how much I made today. And then the next day, how much I made. And then the next day, and so on, right? How much I made. So everybody watching on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and all this social media, this is why I'm not a fan of social media. Like, I've been trying so freaking hard to grow my Instagram account, and I just think, I just post content in there, but just setups, or probably motivational things like words, not flashing money or something I bought. something, maybe for some people that's gonna be motivational. If you see a Lamborghini, you have it in your head and you're like, shit, I want that car, right? I want that McLaren. I want this mansion. I want this and that. Probably for some people it's gonna be, it's gonna motivate you, but for other people maybe it's gonna cause hate. Or eventually you're gonna feel depressed because you've been trading for like 6 years and you're still nothing. And you hear this guy trading for 2 years or 1 year and he's already making thousands if not millions of dollars, apparently, right? And you're gonna be feeling frustrated, sad, upset. You're gonna be feeling all these emotions. It's just like that. People underestimate how hard trading is. They underestimate it because they just think that they can just make money just like that. Trading is a learned skill. It's a skill that you need to learn, right? To be able to make money with it. It's like being a pro athlete, being a professional driver, being a doctor, a lawyer, it's exactly the same. People just think that, okay, I'm just gonna go on the charts and practice a little bit here. I saw this dude going on YouTube and this strategy, using moving averages or whatever, ICT, SMC, whatever. And then, thinking that you're going to get, probably like a side hustle. And it's not like that. Trading is not it's not a side hustle. It's either you are all in or you're out. That's it. That's the truth. You're all in or you're out. It is nothing like a side hustle when it comes to trading. You have to go all in or you're out, right? So it takes practice. It takes practice. For some people it can take months, for some people it can take years, right? That will depend on you, on the person, on the trader. Depending on how much time you have for yourself to learn this thing. Because again, it's like a career. If you want to be a doctor, you need to go to university for 6-7 years. You need to go to the university for that amount of time for you to become a doctor, right? In order to be able to cut someone in half, or operate someone, right? You need that time and experience and practice. The same thing is in trading. If you don't have that, then unfortunately you got nothing. You got nothing. You need to have a skill. Then from there, you're going to start seeing results. You're going to start seeing money coming in. But it takes time, and people underestimate that, and they just think they can do it on the weekends. It's not like that. So when you see all these traders, flexing, like LeBron James is flexing, is making it look easy. It's actually not easy. Another thing on why trading is hard at the beginning is because you're jumping. I'm going to include myself in there. We are jumping from strategy to strategy. Of course, we're learning new things. We're trying to figure out what strategy is actually going to work the best. One thing I was struggling with at the beginning is that I wasn't given the chance to a strategy to breathe. Let me explain what I mean. Whenever you find a strategy, or let's say someone gives you a strategy, or you learn it from a mentor, you are not giving the enough time to make it work, right? Basically, what that means is that you take probably 3 trades, 4 trades, 5 trades, or maybe you trade for a week, just a week. And then after not seeing results, you just kill it. You just throw it away. You have to give it a chance. In order to try to test, in order to see if a strategy is actually working, you have to give it some time. You have to practice a lot. You have to, at least, I would say, 3 months, 90 days, to say, yeah, this strategy sucks. You need to see data. You need to see numbers. You need to see how many trades I can take during the day, during which or what specific hour during the day, because you're not going to be trading during Asian session, London session. So at the beginning, you need to figure out what is the best time. That takes time. If you don't have a mentor at the beginning that tells you right away, hey, you should not be trading London session or Asian session, right? Just only stick to New York, right? If you don't have a mentor, if you don't have a person telling you that at the very beginning, I'm sure you're going to be watching a lot of YouTube videos and you're going to be so overwhelmed with so much information you know, and you're all you're seeing is numbers, right? All those mathematical numbers going in your head, thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna get rich tomorrow. And it's not like that. It's not like that. You get this hype over excitement, thinking that it's actually going to be easy, and then by the time you start going into the chart, you crash, and then you start feeling the pain. You're like, man, this is actually freaking hard. You know, this probably is not for me. And maybe you're right. Maybe trading is not for you. Trading is not for everybody. Just like playing basketball is not for everybody. Being a Formula One driver is not for everybody. If you're too tall, if you're a fat person, you know, in order to fit in those cars, you need to be a certain height. You know, if you cannot be very, you know, very big, because you're not going to fit in the car. You have to have a certain condition in your body. You want to be a boxer. You want to receive punches. You want to become a pro. You can make a lot of money as a boxer, MMA fighter, right? All those type of jobs, they're very profitable. I mean, you can make a lot of money with that. You can make millions of dollars. The same with trading. Trading, it's another job that is also profitable. You can make a lot of money with this thing, but you need to learn. You need to get the skill, right? It's not gonna come, as I mentioned, just like that. It comes with a lot of practice, a lot of hours, countless hours of probably sleepless nights. If you want to learn this thing, you're probably gonna have to study, right? A lot. This is why look, I'm not gonna lie. I have students that they've been trading for, I think I have one for over 16 years, if I'm not mistaken. It was like 15 years or 16 years. He has been coming on and off from the charts, and it's not profitable. But why not? Why is not profitable? Because of their job. They're working. They have a job. And if you have a job, the job is draining you, right? You don't have time to spend on you. You know, unfortunately, that's a truth that is hurting everybody as well, you know? It's keeping you from your dreams, from actually having your own thing, your own business. You're not able to mind your own business because you're minding someone else's business. You're actually working for somebody else. You know, you're making them rich, and they keep you being an actual employee, just working for minimum wage. Or yeah, I mean, you could have a good job as well, working in the office. You are maybe the supervisor, and you have 3-4 people on your under your payroll, whatever. You're a supervisor. You could get a good payment, but you know, I'm sure you understand that even being a supervisor, you have more responsibilities, right? And you're still an employee. So being a supervisor, it means more time. It takes even more time away from you, being a supervisor. I'm sure if you're hearing this and you're a supervisor, well, I'm sure you know what I mean. It takes more time. I used to work in a call center. I used to take calls, about 50, 60 calls a day. I was working for an insurance company. I'm going to tell you a little story there. But as an employee, as a simple agent, my job was to take calls. That's it. I was working 10 hours a day. If I recall, my shift was starting somewhere around 8 a.m. No, it was actually 9 at the beginning. At the beginning, it was actually 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or so, or 7. It was 10 hours a day. They changed my shift so many times. I don't remember exactly. Probably I changed it after to starting to 7 a.m. and then it was crazy. I remember I had to take a 2-hour trip on a bus from my house to my job and then back, the same thing once I was finishing. So I was leaving my house when it was dark. It was 5:30 in the morning, and I was coming back when it was dark again. So I was barely seeing the light of the sun, you know. So as an agent, my job was to take calls. But if you're a supervisor, you don't take calls. Well, sort of, sometimes, right? If there's a supervisor call. But you have the responsibility of the entire floor. Now, you have 30 agents, you know, and you have to manage them. And then, even after the hours are done, you go home, they give you a laptop, and then you still have to do some shit in the laptop in there. So because you are the supervisor and you actually work more, yeah, you get some extra bonuses in there, but that's bullshit, man. You keep working for those companies and you keep making them rich, and they are exploding everybody. So, I mean, I love the job. I love the job. Believe it or not, I actually love to help people. I was working for an insurance company. I was working for 2 companies. I don't know if I can mention it here. Probably I can. I was working for Aetna in the United States as an agent. It's a company, insurance company called Aetna, and then they changed me to United Healthcare. So I worked with Aetna and United Healthcare, and I know the entire system, you know, on insurance. And I know it sucks, you know. When I was about to finish or to quit my job, I was actually working with Medicare, and I was receiving calls from old people, you know, elderly people. And this thing was, I mean, I loved helping them because sometimes they were calling not knowing what was actually covered in their policy and their insurance and all this stuff. Sometimes they would be calling crying. And man, I actually stayed in that job because I like to help that people, not because of the actual company, but because I like to help people. I loved helping people. I felt like I was doing something in there, even though I know the insurance in the world is just, they're assholes, right? These big companies. They're just, it's horrible. I don't want to say too many things here. I just don't want to get banned. But anyways, I worked there that was since 2017, 2021. Couple years. It was a couple years. Before I quit, I was making sure that, you know, I was actually making money enough on trading, and I was also having my side hustle with a business I had with a couple of cars that I purchased, and I put them to work as something like Uber. This was back when I was living back in Colombia. And then when I made that big step, which was actually quitting the job, I was so scared. I was very scared. Is this actually real? I was thinking to myself, is this actually real? And I was making, in trading, I remember, it wasn't even half. It was almost out of my 100% income between my side hustle, which was the 2 cars that I had working for me, and trading, and the call center, these 3 incomes. When I decided to quit the job and I was staying only with the trading and my cars, you know, at that point I was scared. I was very scared because, you know, the safest thing I had, or I felt that I was still very safe, is with that job, with the actual call center, working for that call center. And I was scared. I was concerned. I was thinking, am I doing the right thing? And it was very, very difficult. And up until this point, I mean, I just don't regret. I think it was the best decision ever made. But this is something you cannot do at the beginning, right? You cannot just say, just think because you're watching this guy on YouTube or Instagram, you know, flashing his Lamborghini, you're going to be able to make the same thing just like that. No, you cannot quit your job. You have to work. You have to keep receiving your income, right? To maintain yourself, to pay your bills, to pay all that stuff. You don't think about quitting your job at the beginning. You cannot. So this is why people is struggling so much for years, because they don't have the time. They keep working and working for that company, and that steals time away from you. So you could do some testing. You could practice trading maybe by the time you get home, 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. Maybe you get home very tired. You're very exhausted. You take a shower and you go in the charts, and by the time you're watching the charts, you're like, oh shit, and you're all sleepy and you're, almost no energy, and all you just want to do is just go to bed. So you see that the time, all these companies are consuming so much of your time that you don't have time to focus on you, to work for you. So what's my advice? Guys, there's plenty things you can do, For example, if you work at a company where there are different shifts, right? For example, I don't know, maybe this company that you work with, they also work, they work 7 days a week, right? And there is a chance for you to work on the weekends. I would rather for you to be working on weekends and ask your boss if you can have at least, let's say, Tuesday and Wednesday off, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, beautiful to trade. Mondays are not so good, but if you can have off Tuesday and Wednesdays, beautiful. There's always something you can do. Find a different job. If you see that this job is just taking too much time, get a different job. If you're receiving a very good, well paycheck in this company, you don't want to leave it, then brother, you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make a decision. You want to stay? You want to stay working for them until you get old, until you retire? Or you actually want to take a big step? And it's fear. There's always this fear, right? Everybody is just scared. Like I was, everybody's scared, have this fear of losing your job or quitting your job or changing your job and not thinking maybe that other job is not going to be as good. But hey, just think about it. If you get a different job with a better schedule, you can arrange, depending of course on the country you're living, because depending on what strategy also you're using. For example, if I'm talking about ICT, in this case, concepts, I normally look for entries from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. New York time. So if you're watching this and you're like ICT concepts, you know that these are the best times to find the setups. You can trade during a different hour as well, but I don't know how effective it's going to be on a different hour because I don't trade on another hour. I don't trade in a different hour. I don't know how effective it's going to be. So you're going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to figure it out if you can trade London session, New York session. When the pandemic hit, when I was working at that call center, everybody got sent home. Everybody got sent home. I was concerned. I was also scared that I was going to lose my job. There was a lot of companies firing people, massive, firing. It was crazy. Luckily for that company, everybody was sent home. They sent us home. They gave us the computers, the headphones, the headset, all that stuff. And they said, guys, you're going to be working from home from this point. We're going to have to figure it out on the way, how this is going to be playing out. So they literally gave us the equipment. I remember I had to leave the building. Everybody was leaving the building with their freaking monitor right here and the computer with the keyboard and all the cables and all that shit, and we had to go like this, walking, and taking a cab, taking a taxi, or going on a bus with all the shit hanging. Literally, it was literally just like that. I remember. And from the outside of the building, it was looking, holy shit, there's people, stealing from the, it was looking like that. Like there was a lot of people stealing their computers and everything because everybody was just carrying these things like this. And I was like, damn. So we all got sent home. And that was, for me, that was like, this is it. I have to do something now. I cannot let this go. I lost a lot of friends with this freaking pandemic. Lost a lot of friends. And it sucks. It's sad. But if it wasn't for the pandemic, I would not be a profitable trader right now. I'm telling you right now, I would probably still be working in that company if it wasn't for the pandemic, because I would not have the time to trade. When the pandemic hit, I was already trying to trade, but I didn't have the time. I was just, every time I was going on a break, I had like 15 minutes. So 15 minutes to maybe have lunch and watching the freaking phone at the same time and trying to make entries. And I was just blowing accounts. You know, I didn't have the time to learn, to study all that stuff. But when I was sent home, that was it. That was it. It took me, from the moment I was sent home, it took me around, I would say, close to 9 months, or I think about 9 months. It took me to learn trading and to be able to quit. During this 9 months period, I can say that I became a profitable trader during this 9 months period. From the moment I was sent home, I didn't have any supervisor in my house. Nobody was watching me. You know, I had my working computer right here. You know, I was taking calls. I had my headphones and I was taking calls. And at the same time, on the left side right here, I had my personal laptop, and I was, you know, trading. I was watching the charts while I was taking the call, and I was like, yes, Ed, thank you for calling, Edna. How can I help you? And I was like this, you know, just taking the calls and just watching the charts go, and I was still blowing accounts. You know, I was learning. I did a couple of tricks, by the way. If my supervisor is watching this right now, she'd be laughing. But I did a couple of tricks that I'm not proud of. I don't want you to get in trouble and lose your job because of that. But I recognize and I know that if they would have discovered this trick, what I was doing, it was called avoiding. So I was avoiding taking calls because I wanted so bad to be on the charts. I was still working from a house, right? Taking 50 to 60 calls a day, 10 hours a day. And I did a trick that nobody was able to notice it. For 9 months, nobody was able. I did this trick for a day first. I started with this little trick. I did it for a day, and I was like, okay, because I'm a very good friend of my supervisor, what's the worst thing she can tell me? Probably like, she would give me a warning or something. She would say like, hey, what the hell are you doing? Eduardo, what are you doing? You want to get fired? You better quit that shit, right? So I did the trick, and nobody noticed it. Nobody noticed it. Then I did it the next day. Nobody noticed it. And I said, okay, I'm gonna continue doing this thing. I did it for a couple more days. I was just waiting for the warning. You know, I was literally waiting for the warning. I didn't want it to lose my job because I was not a profitable trader. I was not, but I was risking my job. But I would say I was, as I mentioned, I was kind of expecting probably just a warning. Like, you better stop this shit because you're going to get fired. Nobody told me that. I had so many friends in there, the QAs, the supervisors, even the ACCMs. I had a lot of good friends in there. So I felt confident on that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to keep doing it. I was literally taking one call a day, 1 or 2 calls a day. Then the rest of it, 10 hours, I was in front of the freaking chart. I was 10 hours watching the charts, losing, blowing accounts, you know, crazy, right? Watching a ton of videos. I was being a scammer a couple of times. I was getting tired. I was getting bored. I was trying to get account management. I found this lady on Instagram, and that she was apparently, I don't know, I think they were just a bunch of scammers, and they're just posting fake pictures in their Instagram. And this is when I started also thinking that this is probably fake. You know, trading, it's all fake. This is bullshit. This is all scam. So I just kept going. I need to figure it out something. And I just kept going and going and going and going and going to find out a couple of things using indicators. Oh man, I use all indicators. All indicators that exist out there, I probably test them out. And I actually became profitable once I figured out, okay, I understood price action. Support, resistance. I actually came out from that. Support, resistance, understanding price action. It was the best. But I built up my strategies based off some indicators as well. I knew what price action was doing, but on top of that, I wanted to add a couple more confluences. But I already knew price action. Like, I understood how market moves. You know, what's a trend line, a breakout. So I went with that, and I became actually profitable with that. And I threw out my first course at that moment. After that, right after I was quitting, I believe I had already dropped a course before I was quitting. Yeah, before I was actually quitting, I was already dropping a course, and that was based on price action. It was actually based on price action. I still have some of those old videos in there, man. That was insane. So this is a little bit of my story, you know, behind. If it wasn't for the pandemic, I would not be a profitable trader. You know, time is so important. And if you guys keep working for somebody else that is draining all your time, it's never going to happen. That's the truth. It's never going to happen. I'm sorry I'm telling you this, but it's never going to happen. You could get lucky, but remember, trading, it's a career. You have to make a decision. You're either all in or you're all out. There's nothing in the middle. Oh, I want this like a hobby, you know, like just on the weekends. It's not like that. Unfortunately, it's not like that. If you think you're looking for trading like that, it's not like that. And I hope you understand, but it's not like that. You know, I want to show you something right quick here. Share my screen, just to show you the real deal, the real me, what I do, probably my numbers here. Hopefully you can see the screen here. Yeah, I think I am sharing it now. So this is pretty much how I keep track of my trades. Okay, these are the weeks. Separates that. This space separates pretty much how I did every week. Okay, I've had bad weeks, good weeks, really beautiful weeks where I literally only trade one time a day. And this beautiful week right here, I made $3,000. One trade a day. This week right here, look at this shit. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 entries. Minus $542. So in trading, you know, my winning rate probably sucks. My winning rate is bad, but I don't care. I don't freaking care about my winning rate. I used to with all the strategies. I used to, when I didn't understand everything, risk to reward stuff, cutting losses, you know. At this point, I really don't care about my winning rate. I really don't care. Really don't care. Look at this. Probably look at this week as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades, which I lost 1, 2, 3, 4 losses, 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, and 2 break even. And I'm still closing in very nice profits, right? For the week, right? This was actually today. This is the new week that is starting. But you see that not just because you have more trades, it means more money. Hell no. In trading, it's the opposite, you know. I noticed that whenever I actually trade less, I make more money. This day, as I mentioned, only one trade a day. I'm sure that if I commit to take one trade a day and, you know, look only for pure quality setups, take the screenshots to keep track of all these things, because you want to remember what were the good things you were doing and what are the bad things you're doing. Because I make fucking mistakes. I still make mistakes. I'm sure I'm going to continue making mistakes in the future. I'm not perfect. I am profitable, which is what matters. Am I making millions? I'm not making millions yet, but I'll probably be there. Hell yes, I'll be there. But I want you to see the truth. This is probably the truth about a profitable, cool, relaxed, real trader. This is how weeks would look like. You could be making a lot more. I'm actually just letting you know, I'm living in a country, pay attention, I'm living in a country where minimum wage is probably around $4 or $5. Minimum wage. Of course, no. The people who earns that is the people who works for the government. Some like public labor, like, for the government. School teachers, they are the worst paid in this country. Still you can get, if you get a good job in there, a decent job, you can get probably a $300, $200 monthly payment. And I can say that I have weeks where I can make $3,000 in 1 week. In 1 week. I would have never thought I'd be doing this thing in my life, in a job. Oh, is this shit easy? Oh, hell no. This is not easy. I'm not telling you this is easy. I'm not selling you bullshit. I'm not telling you this is actually easy. And I'm not making it look easy. If at some point I post a video, I beg you, I'm sorry. If I post a video and you see me, I hope I will never be like this. I hope I will never be like this. I don't like bragging. I don't like showing off. But if you see me posting a video where I make it look easy, right? It's because I'm already profitable. And it may look easy to you at the moment, but once you go into the charts, it's going to be difficult, right? You need to grow that experience. You need to go there and blow accounts. It's necessary. You need to realize what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. You need to take notes. Holy shit, this trade was very good. I made $1,000 in this country in 1 day. You want to take a look at the trade, just click in there and boom, beautiful unicorn formation. Again, I trade ICT concepts. Beautiful. Oh, is ICT concepts the best one in the world? Hell no. No. He claims he's the best, and he knows this is actually how trading is. This is the whole deal. I just say, ICT concepts is just another strategy. That's it. Period. You could make money, you could lose money as well anyways. It's not the holy grail. Another beautiful trade right here. This is one of my records. I think this one took like 12 seconds to hit TP. Beautiful setups. So you want to remember those really good ones. This is bad right here. I want to remember this bad ones as well. Like, holy shit, why? Let's take a look at this one. Whenever there's CPI, I'm cutting losses, losing. Price was not going anywhere. And it sucks. It hurts to see sometimes that, yeah, there's some setups that really sucks, but that's the truth. That's the reality, And it's part of the game. It's part of the deal. Losing is part of the game. I normally, when the conditions are good, I made about $1,000, $1,500 probably weekly. And I don't care about the winning rate. I don't measure my winning rate as this is not my thing. I don't care. But this is basically it, guys. I don't know what else to show you here, but this is basically what we do. This is my P&M. I keep track of every trade. I trade live with my students every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So this is basically it. So in conclusion, there's so many scammers out there, so many scammers. There's so many, let's say, profitable traders flashing too much. There's so much flexing out there, right? They're making it look easy, and everybody has this hype, And once you are in front of the charts and you start actually, putting money into the accounts, and you see that you start blowing accounts, and so you start noticing that it hits you, reality hits you, right? And it punches you in the face, and you're like, damn, what is going on here? This is not as easy as I'd look, So why is hard? There's plenty of reasons why it's hard. It messes up your psychology as well. Messes up with your psychology. Okay? What is the best thing I can tell you? Try looking for a good mentor. Try looking for a mentor. Anybody, you know, if you've been following on YouTube, I know you've been looking for videos, of course, all over the place. Just stick to one guy. Okay? I'm not saying me. I'm not saying I'm the best teacher in the planet. No. Find a person on YouTube. Look for knowledge. Don't look to copy traits. Don't think that there's going to be a shortcut, because there is no shortcut to profitability. There is no shortcut. Okay? You need to realize by yourself that there's no shortcut. There is no easy way. I can make it look easy. I can show you one pattern, and every time I break it down on the charts, I can make it look easy. But once you jump into the charts, getting to the point where you start seeing that, it takes time. It takes experience. It takes learning, a lot of practice, back testing, forward testing, whatever you want to do. But you have to be on the charts. If you like using demo accounts, be my guest. If you feel like demo accounts, you don't feel the hype, you don't feel the adrenaline because it's fake money, then throw up $100 in there. You know, small accounts. Try to get a challenge then. Try to get a challenge. You have, get a small challenge. You know that if you lose $100, you're not going to be losing a big deal, right? Not a big deal. So probably get a challenge in there. But it's better at least to think that you're trading, that you're putting some money in there and you're actually trading with some money. I'm not a fan of funded accounts. I'm not a fan of prop firms. But nowadays, everything it's almost like being ruled by them, you know. I actually trade with my real money. I actually have a funded account that I'm trying to pass with a student. I'm trying to help them, but it's not my favorite type of thing. I'm not trusting in this type of things. It's just, I don't know, just the way it works. It's, to me, it's like, it feels like a Ponzi scheme, but man, whatever. It's the new thing, and everybody is just using them. There are some old companies. They have been in this business for a long time, so probably I recommend you going with those old companies. There's new ones coming out, and so at the end of the day, again, if you feel the emotion of trading with real money, if you feel that emotion, because it's necessary to feel that. Because otherwise, if you trade with fake money, you're going to be like, I don't care if I lose this trade. So I might not as well just, I don't care if it's a good setup, if it's an A+ setup or B+ or B-, C- or whatever, right? You're going to be just not paying attention to it because, you know, it's a fake account, it's fake money. But if you have a real account, you know, okay, I have to do something here. I really have to focus. I don't want to blow this account. So you think more before you hit the buy or sell. You start thinking more. I know everybody's different. Everybody's different. If you feel that you can use a demo account, okay, use it. But I guarantee you, once you jump from the demo to the real account, you're gonna get hit hard as well. The psychology is gonna be completely different. So this is why I recommend you just going with real ones. Not saying go ahead and sell your house, sell your car, sell your mom, you know, to get into this. No, this is stupid. All right. That's basically it, guys. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. If you get to this point, you want to show some love, just give it a big thumbs up. I'm just testing this type of new model. The camera, I normally don't. I just record directly from the camera, from the laptop. I don't even have a, I mean, it's because I'm not used to stream like this. I'm probably going to be improving the camera soon. I'm more focused on the charts and just showing my image. You know, I'm actually shy. I don't like showing my face that often on the on YouTube. But anyways, I guess you can guess. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. I appreciate your time. Take it easy.